I said it earlier today. Beyonce's skin done got so light when she stand next to Meryl Streep, she make Meryl Streep look Puerto Rican. Like, that's bad. That's bad. When you so light, you can make a white woman look Puerto Rican. Pathetic.
So is Beyonce bleaching her skin? Now, I can't really speculate on that, but we can talk about the IV drips that are taking the world by storm. Many celebrities have been accused of using glutathione intravenously to lighten their skin all around. Glutathione is a very powerful antioxidant that can be given orally, topically, so on the skin, or also in your veins. But recently, many have turned to the intravenous route in order to lighten their skin.
Beyonce's team just dropped a bombshell. Man, the streets can't stop talking. Reports are flying that Queen Bey has been caught up in a shocking scandal involving alleged skin bleaching, with whispers of her even traveling overseas for risky cosmetic procedures just to lighten her complexion. People are saying this isn't just some beauty choice. It's a full-on transformation that's got everyone shook. For years, fans defended her glow by claiming she only looked darker in the past because of tanning, but now her own camp supposedly revealed secrets that paint a whole different picture, and folks are calling her out heavy. They're saying Beyonce has crossed the line, accusing her of stripping away her natural melanin until she's looking more like a white Hollywood starlet than the black icon she built her empire on.
This is something that only people are noticing right now, was that Beyonce was always trying to look like a white woman. Like, even back in the day, why do you think she had that blonde hair? She was always trying to present herself as more like ambiguous. And in 2016, when she came out with Formation and all that stuff, she started like leaning more into her blackness, but now she's coming back into her whiteness. Like, there was this skit on SNL when they were like, oh, the day that Beyonce turned black. And that's actually so true. Like, before that, before Formation and all that stuff, she never presented herself as really black like that.
Some are even wild enough to say she's chasing a Marilyn Monroe look, which has sparked even more outrage. What's making this story blow up even harder is the reaction from her own people. You'd think the black community would be riding to protect her, especially since the first wave of hate came from white Republicans dragging her appearance online. But instead, a shocking twist. Many of her own fans and cultural commentators are joining in, questioning why Beyonce would ever want to erase the very identity that made her a legend.
Last month, Beyonce posted a photo on Instagram of herself in a chrome Versace dress and platinum blonde hair that many people online described as too white. In fact, Beyonce looked so white that I was finally attracted to her.
This all exploded just days ago when racist trolls first started throwing shade at her lighter skin tone, but what should have been a clear case of racist attacks quickly flipped into a messy conversation about self-image, fame, and whether Beyonce herself has been hiding a long-time secret about wanting to look like somebody else. The drama really exploded when Beyonce popped up in her brand new Levi's jeans ad, rocking a platinum blonde wig that had the internet spinning. The timing couldn't have been more explosive, because just days before, actress Sydney Sweeney starred in her own American Eagle jeans campaign, and that ad was dripping with messy undertones. Critics claimed it was pushing Eurocentric beauty standards, basically saying that white features were the standard of beauty. That alone had people heated, but instead of calling it out, a lot of folks praised Sydney and American Eagle for it, clapping like it was groundbreaking when in reality it was anything but. Then Beyonce's Levi's spot dropped and people immediately noticed her wig, styled almost exactly like Marilyn Monroe's signature blonde curls. And that's when the internet went crazy. People started connecting dots that weren't even there, accusing Bey of deliberately trying to mimic a white icon to distance herself from her own roots. Some even said she was whitewashing her image while the world gave her a free pass. Meanwhile, those same people screamed about Sydney Sweeney facing criticism, calling it hypocrisy. Piers Morgan, who never misses a chance to insert himself into black women's business, jumped in head first. He lit up Twitter with a sharp-tongued post, calling Beyonce out as if she'd committed some massive crime. But he didn't stop there. Oh no. Piers dragged her all over his podcast too, ranting and raving about how Beyonce had betrayed her culture and was now chasing after Marilyn Monroe's ghost. He acted like exposing her was his life's mission, talking with so much venom that it sounded personal. And of course, once Morgan lit the fire, other critics piled on quick. They started reposting screenshots from Beyonce's ad, comparing them side by side with Sydney's and Marilyn's old photos, trying to prove she was intentionally remaking herself into a white woman. Fans and haters alike flooded timelines with arguments, some saying Bey was just experimenting with fashion, while others swore she was sending a message that lighter was better. Either way, the backlash wasn't slowing down, it was only getting louder. As if the controversy wasn't already messy enough, another familiar voice jumped into the mix. Conservative firebrand Megyn Kelly. Known for taking shots at just about anyone who isn't white, Megyn wasted no time tearing into Beyonce's Levi's ad. She accused Bey of culturally appropriating Marilyn Monroe, and her words were as sharp as knives. On her show and online, she dragged Beyonce for everything from her hair to her entire career, calling her fake, manufactured, and whitewashed. According to Kelly, there's nothing natural about Queen Bey. Not her image, not her success, not even her fame. She painted Beyonce as a product of money, marketing, and manipulation, claiming her whole look screams artificial. Kelly wasn't alone either. Her comments lit up conservative circles, with plenty of her followers cheering her on and echoing her insults. They argued that Beyonce was trying too hard to chase Eurocentric beauty, accusing her of abandoning her roots in the process. And while these takes were harsh, they fed right into a narrative that's been bubbling for months, that Beyonce has been allegedly lightening her appearance piece by piece. See, this isn't the first time whispers of whitewashing have followed her. The rumors started snowballing way back in November 2023 when Beyonce appeared at the Renaissance movie premiere. Fans couldn't stop talking about how drastically different she looked. Photos from the event spread like wildfire, showing her with a striking platinum wig that made her skin appear even brighter than usual. Critics quickly said she looked like a white woman with black features, and the accusations of bleaching and image manipulation exploded across social media. Now, to keep it real, Beyonce has always been a light-skinned black woman, so she naturally won't appear dark-skinned. But the issue people are screaming about isn't just her complexion, it's the overall direction of her style choices. The wigs, the glam, the lighting, they're all adding fuel to this ongoing debate about whether Beyonce is embracing her heritage or slowly reshaping herself into a Hollywood version of someone else. Once the debate caught fire, people didn't hold back receipts. Old photos from Beyonce's early career started resurfacing online. And in those pictures, she clearly appeared several shades darker than she does today. That only fueled the chatter. Some fans tried to calm the storm, insisting that young Bey used to tan heavily during her Destiny's Child days, which explained the difference. But others weren't buying it at all. They swore up and down that the change was intentional, accusing her of bleaching to appeal to white audiences, especially now that she's been promoting her country-inspired music. The accusations got ruthless. One commenter blasted her with, "Beyonce whitewashing herself?" Another took it even further, saying Beyonce be using Carl White, turning her alleged skin lightening into a nasty running joke. And while the internet was tearing her apart, her mother, Miss Tina Knowles, wasn't about to sit back and watch her daughter get dragged through the mud without clapping back. As she's done plenty of times before, Miss Tina swooped in like a lioness protecting her cub. She reposted the very photo critics were using as evidence and tore the whole argument to shreds. Her caption was fiery. Came across this today and decided to post it after seeing all of the stupid, ignorant, self-hating, racist statements about her lightening her skin and wearing platinum hair, wanting to be white. Miss Tina didn't stop there either. She reminded everyone that Beyonce's whole look at the Renaissance film premiere was part of a silver-themed concept, from the silver carpet to the silver gowns to the silver wigs. She does a film called Renaissance where the whole theme is silver with silver hair, a silver carpet, and suggested silver attire. She wrote, before turning her anger on the critics, and you bozos decide that she's trying to be a white woman and is bleaching her skin? How sad is it that some of her own people continue the stupid narrative with hate and jealousy? Her post quickly went viral, with fans cheering her on for standing up for her daughter. But at the same time, the backlash didn't magically vanish. If anything, Miss Tina's defense only stirred the pot further as people started debating whether Beyonce's glow-up was creativity or calculated image control. Miss Tina made it crystal clear. Beyonce wasn't bleaching, she was serving a look. Duh, she wore silver hair to match her silver dress as a fashion statement. Clown, alien, superstar, duh, she snapped, shutting down critics with no hesitation. But the drama didn't stop there. In fact, it got uglier when TMZ got involved. A white female reporter from the outlet actually reached out to Neil Farina, Beyonce's longtime hairstylist, demanding a statement about whether Beyonce was trying to be white. That move sent Miss Tina into overdrive. She was furious that someone felt so entitled to police her daughter's blackness, and she called it out loud and clear. In her rant, Miss Tina said what many were already thinking. How dare a white woman question a black woman's choices when black women have been rocking platinum blondes for decades? She fired back, what's most disappointing is that some black people, yes, you bozos, are lying and acting ignorant like you don't know that platinum hair has been a part of our culture since the Etta James days. With that, she shut down the idea that Beyonce was breaking new ground by going blonde. Instead, she reminded everyone that this look had history, and it belonged to black women too. But just when the Bayhive thought Miss Tina had cleared the air, things got even messier. Old footage of Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, resurfaced and reignited the firestorm. In the viral clip, he admitted that one of the biggest reasons Beyonce was able to break through early in her career was her lighter skin tone. He said that during the late 90s and early 2000s, the industry had a clear bias. Lighter-skinned women were more likely to be played on pop radio and get mainstream shine. Matthew basically confessed that Beyonce benefited from that system, and the internet ran wild with it. For critics, this was the gotcha moment they'd been waiting for. They used Matthew's words as proof that Beyonce's image wasn't just a coincidence, it was part of a long-standing pattern in the music industry where lighter-skinned women were pushed to the front while darker-skinned women were left fighting for scraps. Suddenly, the debate wasn't just about wigs and ads, it was about colorism, privilege, and whether Beyonce's rise was built on more than just talent. And let's not forget, Matthew Knowles himself admitted that Beyonce's lighter complexion helped push her to the front of the line. Fans didn't need to twist his words, they came straight out of his own mouth. And that revelation cut deep for a lot of people. Suddenly, it made sense to them why so many black folks aren't running to shield Beyonce from these latest attacks. Some feel like she benefited from colorism for years. And now that the same system is being used against her, she's finally getting a taste of what others have dealt with all along. The conversation on social media turned brutal. One person tweeted, "I wonder why Beyonce didn't wear Bantu knots, cornrows, or even a textured wig in the Levi's ad. Why is it when she's promoting blackness or her urban sound, she leans into black aesthetics, but when she's stepping into country music, something with deep black roots, she flips into a white girl look?" That comment lit up timelines, with many agreeing that Beyonce's marketing strategies can feel calculated, switching styles based on what will appeal to the broadest audience. Even fans of hers were conflicted. Another supporter admitted, "I love Beyonce, but I can't lie. Her marketing reflects a kind of cognitive dissonance. She modifies her image strategically to reach more people, but sometimes it comes at the expense of centering blackness in how she's visually represented." That kind of criticism stung because it wasn't just haters. It was people who genuinely admired her, calling out patterns they've noticed for years, and yet not all the comments were negative. There were still voices of support trying to balance the narrative. One fan wrote, "Beyonce looks fantastic, although I would have loved if she wore an afro in the ad to show that black jeans are good jeans too." Even in defending her, they couldn't help but add that subtle nudge that Bey could have sent a stronger message about Black beauty instead of borrowing Marilyn's ghost for inspiration. The result? The internet stayed split down the middle. Was Beyonce being unfairly attacked for experimenting with style, or was she carefully packaging herself in a way that distanced her from her roots when it suited her career? Either way, the debate only kept spiraling louder. And here's the bigger issue. We don't always hype up and reinforce our own beauty as the standard, but we get loud the second someone like Sydney Sweeney leans into hers. That double standard is staring us right in the face, and Beyonce has somehow landed right in the middle of it. People are asking, is she playing into it too? Or is she simply being crucified for daring to experiment with looks the way white celebrities have always been allowed to do without question? Now, I've got to ask you, what do you think about all this? Do you really believe Beyonce is bleaching, or is the internet reaching? Do you think she's truly out here trying to transform into a white woman, or is this just another example of people twisting her every move into controversy? Fans, critics, and even her own family have weighed in, but your take might be the real tea. Drop your thoughts down in the comments because I want to see where y'all stand on this debate. Are you team Beyonce is being unfairly attacked, or team she's strategically whitewashing her image? Let's talk about it because this one is way too messy to ignore. And don't forget, click right here to check out another wild video that'll leave your jaw on the floor. Trust me, if you thought this was scandalous, you haven't seen anything yet.